Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a recording on how to do a profile change in Optimal Blue. So while we're waiting for this to come through, go to Mortgage Edge, and then we'll also double check. Did the credit score get imported? You know? Okay, all right, good. So yeah, we disclosed it at 4.25 because I told them, hey, your credit score is not good enough, right? So when we have situations, we tend to do rapid rescores for customers. What we do is we disclose in the lower terms and say, hey, once we get improved, we'll send you out new disclosures. Now, in this case, since you have to restart the loan file anyway, we'll just send new preliminary disclosures. But okay, good. So we've got this here. Credit scores in there. All right, great. So what you do for an OB profile change, you click this little blue icon, you submit to product and pricing. Optimal Blue, you hit submit. I continue. Now, when you'll do this on files to help out, because we tend to have to have processing with this because processing is not licensed and they cannot do changes in OB. So just for you to know, here at Summit Funding, things that are a little bit annoying that we have to do, I'm going to probably have you help me out on some of these files, is like, for example, if the appraisal comes in. Let's say the appraisal on this comes in, you've already locked the loan, but the appraisal comes in at 545. You have to update the lock. Okay, so you would basically do the same process I'm taking you through right now, but what happened is either the appraised value that is right here gets updated when the appraisal comes in, would be updated in the system, or you will manually update it by typing in 540. Like you would come in here and type 545, right? Let's say the appraisal comes in higher. So that would be one time you would do a profile change. Another time we do profile changes when the credit score comes in higher. You've already imported the credit score, so it automatically funnels over. So that makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to manually type anything. It's already funneled over. The other times that we typically will do OB profile changes is when we have to do a property type change. The most common one we do here in Dallas is PUD. Okay. What happens is if you look at Schedule C or D, I think, of the title work, if the word assessment is used, we have to call it a PUD, even if there are no HOAs dues. If at any time in the history of that property was ever part of an HOA, we have to lock it as a PUD. Super annoying, but we usually find out after underwriting. We're like, oh yeah, we looked at the title work and this is a PUD. So like, that's when we change. But in this particular case, really all we're changing the credit score is, so you're just gonna hit submit. Okay, so now what'll happen is it'll bring up the pricing. We're already locked at 4.25, but we wanna take this down to, wait a second. We lock it at 4.25? Oh, weird.
Yeah, on this one, I just transferred the lock, so I'm not sure what it was locked at previously.
Oh.
The pre-hike.
Oh. Okay, well, I think it's 3.875 is what my memory was. Yeah, that must have been what I did. All right, let's lock it at 3.875 and then I'll call him. Okay, well, actually, okay, so this is how you would do it. I'll train you and then we'll turn this video on. Then you hit yes, and then now what? Oh, it's a transferred lock. Okay, so actually you can't do OB profile change this way. Okay, well, this is good training for the video. Is what happens is when you do a transferred lock, you cannot do any changes through the system. You actually have to email the lock desk, or what's super annoying, go to what's called lock request form. They may, so it might be something, another training opportunity for you. For now, we're just going to email the lock desk and ask them to update it. But you would go down here and you would literally type in the new stuff. So like you'd have to like look at this thing, like what is the base rate? Type in, it's a lock date. You have to go find, like you basically go back to the original lock confirmation and you fill in all this stuff and you have to adjust it for whatever you're changing. Like, so we have our total rate locked listed right there, base rate. You may have to open up the original file. It's kind of annoying. Base rate, no, there it is. Okay, so base price. So you copy and paste that over, total rate locked, so you have to like kind of copy it. And then like what was the lock expiration date, the lock date. So you copy and paste all that data into the lock request form. And that's how you'd submit a manual price change. But something you get somewhat familiarized with, right? So we do base rate, we got that in there. Base price, so you type that in both times. It's not an ARM, so you leave that blank. You leave this blank. Lock date, we put that as 10/1, 30 days, lock expiration date, and then you hit submit request. And then at that point, they'll go in and process the manual change. So, but yeah, so this is a good video. It kind of trains you on the different ways to do it. Okay. All right, I'll hit end on there.